about last night's stream. I appreciate everyone that came out and joined the stream. Yeah, that's the second 4 hour stream I done. It's one of those streams that you can just can marinate and whatever. And I appreciate it though, man. It was a good build. And sorry for I had to shut down around the 4 hour mark. I would say like, I don't know if Rashawn was gonna be right back, but appreciate him coming up. But I had to shut down the stream. But it's my apologies though that if he was gonna come back. But yeah, man, it's one of those streams I had to get off my chest. And the first stream I did was called Evergreen Content, and then I did the one with the new counter spaces in the future. It's one of those streams that with stagnation content, evergreen versus stagnation content. That was what I wanted to call it, and I did pretty good. Um, it's a good conversation. Y'all check it out, and it's a good stream and whatever, you know. And that's where it's gonna be. And yeah, I had my luck, so it's not like I've done anything special. But what I'm saying is, last night's stream was kind of telling and have the point what's going on. So you know what I mean. And what you have is when you have a stream that's gonna last me 4 hours, but I didn't think it was gonna get that long. See, I was heading to the 5 hour mark. So I'm saying, and that's a long, long stream. Usually I don't go that long. I usually cut it to like 1 or 3 hours. But I know people is in they fields and things like that. But but a live stream like that is kind of movement and fulfilling. So what I'm saying, like I'm not even worried at this point, and that's just how it is. And yeah, but yeah, I'm just saying, like I've seen what's going on in the sphere, and I think I was over at someone's platform today, and then I think Taz took over the show, and the usual suspects. Man, old boy needs to quit, and they coming after him like left and right. But it's that time of the year. But people's going back to their little content. But I have to say something about this. I want to say this. How can a guy talk about game, right? And they said a guy with avatars, right? Which is funny to me. This is the hypocrisy of people that profess the game analogy. I mean, no disrespect to dude, but dude, you're no different than anybody on YouTube because I look at y'all as enthusiasts. It's the funniest thing, but when they get on panels with females, I'll use this example. The ones that do show their face, like oh boy, like Mr. Fittinelli and them, they have not learned discipline. And what I mean by that is, can you prove to me, are you worthy to say that? A lot of dudes, they talk a lot of shit about, I would say, not like game and everything, going against it, whatever. I don't speak on it on my channel. I think it's redundant at this point because everybody's got different viewpoints of what game is. To me, it's more about finessing. That's really what it is. It ain't that hard and complicated. Everybody tries to make it's about knowledge and this and that. No, it's really about finessing. But you got dudes claiming they so gamed up and they try to tell you get out in the field, which is funny. Yeah, I've heard that shit before. Why don't you show yours out in the field? Why don't you do content? What's going on, Rashawn? Salute. And why don't you show your real content like that? I hate when they say get out in the field. Now, I understand it. I respect it. But in 2021, nobody's going out in the field like that when COVID was around. Come on, man. That right there is a red flag. And in this day and time, that shit don't work on these hoes, man. These hoes know what you're doing. So some people say mouthpiece, some people say that whatever, but 9 out of 10, no one cares. That's why you got these people that be uh, what you call it. I hate to say tricking and simping, whatever, all day. It's who you talking about? Oh, I'm just talking about game dudes particular new. Um, I just saw a stream. He was going in on people with avatars. I'm like, it's silly, man. You already know the situation why people don't cam up. They want to get doxxed and exposed. Um, they don't want to deal with the realities of not just YouTube but any social media. That some of them, if they have a high paying job, it could be a lot of things. A lot of dudes get exposed real quick. And what I've noticed, people always talking about camming up. I mean, we ain't camming up for you. I mean, I know women like to see us cam up. That's the only thing. Only they can say that. Now, the men sometimes don't do it, but you got a lot of dudes that don't cam up for real, which is kind of funny. But I cam up every once in a while. But what's the point at this point? Some people choose not to. You know what I'm saying? And I agree with them. Yeah, they talk about game with avatars, which is pretty normal. But the guys that say they shouldn't be talking about it, see, that's the problem right there. That's why y'all not unified. And I've noticed y'all still in I hate to say angry man's talking points. When you have angry man talking points, that's not good if I don't mind dudes showing their face, but you're taking a risk. What you're not understanding is you're not built for that type of environment. Um, I hate saying this in 1,000 times. There's nothing wrong if you do game. The problem is with it now, it's the females control. I said this last night on the evergreen content versus stagnation content. If you're talking about real content, what the hell is you talking about game for? Because game can mean a lot of things. Some people look at it as communication, whatever. To me, I look at it as finessing. That's all it is. The females just one piece. What's going on? Go, Professor Salute. Um, the reason I look at it like that, that's what it is to me mostly. Because back in the day, yeah, you can do that and whatever. They didn't call it mouthpiece. They call it what it is, and they finessing. You ain't got no holes like that. See, this is why they should never gave you niggas internet. The internet exposed how fake y'all are, because in the real world, I won't tell you a secret, a true game person, a true P and a true T's wouldn't brag about the shit they be talking about. That's just facts. And I have to agree with Wacky. They don't know what they talking about. It's just sad that they talk about the most ridiculous shit I've seen online. Now I ain't got no issues with guys that talk about it. It's the concept of saying showing your work. It's ridiculous. I mean, this is 2021. No one gives a fuck about showing their work. A true P would never say that on camera. He would never say that in the street. You won't even know about it. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. None of them show they fucking work. They're hypocrites. That's why a lot of people. That's why they get a bad rep. I'm gonna tell you why they get a bad rep. The only person that show their work, I hate to say this, is Kuda and Ism. They the only two I know. And then the reason they don't show them as much, they don't want those females get doxxed because they know them somewhere, and that's why they're so protective. And there's a lot of reasons, and they don't have to deal with. Um, they don't have to deal with the ramifications, because if they're beefing with somebody online, they won't have these problems. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be careful how you brand yourself too. I'll tell you a secret. When you brand your channel, and I'm not dissing anything if you're a player, whatever, you gotta be careful how you brand yourself on YouTube. Because sometimes when you call yourself a P, you're taking a big risk. So you gotta represent the actual P guys. I could be pimps and players, whatever. Black men shouldn't be inspired. That I don't think we should. But I understand that's a cultural thing. But one day we got to end that. Being Casanova's rough. Yeah. But it's just like I get the concept. I get the real concept what they're trying to do. But online it's kind of hard. I'll tell you this right now. I wouldn't try to be a player or P online. Now, shouts out to Islam and Kuda. I mean, you can do that. And I think Kuda said he's a square. He admitted. But it's just something. If you got female, wouldn't care. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. Okay. If you got if you got game, the female wouldn't care. Oh yeah, of course they wouldn't care. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. Yeah, exactly. Natural. You talking about being a natural, yeah. But I'm talking about the ones that actually show they work in pictures. I mean, I've been on panels with dudes like that, but the one I could say come close when Kuda showed those pictures, those are real people. He said they're married. Some have kids. He didn't even mention their name. I always ask him, but at least he um admits that's the only one. And then outside of that, that's it. But not many. I won't say it like this for news case, y'all. Not many of them show they work. I ain't gonna name no names because the ones I already named has showed theirs. And they the only two I can say they can show this, but the other ones, not so much. That includes the ones that have avatars and no avatars that cam up. They never show they work. Yeah. You're supposed to have knowledge self, but it's more to that. But I'm talking about basic game. Like you can show women all day you want, but online, people gonna check you for that in real life. Like everybody don't believe the same thing. My gripe with them is the hypocrisy. Like, be consistent. Ain't nobody gonna listen to that all day. That's the reason why people don't subscribe to old boy and others. And it's funny when they get exposed by these females. It's like when they get on panels. That's why I don't preach that shit. That's a risk. You have to actually live the lifestyle. The lifestyle itself, what I'm talking about, is you got to be consistent with it. It's like anything else. Now, people that deals with non-game, that's normal. It's silly what Hammer tried to do. That shit don't work. Most of these dudes don't even have it. Because I can name several platforms. It's just like entertainment, but the thing is, they don't really practice what they preach. I don't take none of these dudes seriously in real life. I mean, realistically, I would say, because these dudes ain't hold a mount to stand on. Because you got a lot of dudes that profess this, which is not bad. But my issue with them is how can they apply it? You know what I'm saying? Like, how can they really apply it? I mean, they can show now. You could say ARC's cool with it. You could say whoever's cool with it. They can show you they work any day in their books, pictures, and things like that. I mean, that's good and all, but yeah, most females do not care about if you have game or not. Well, that's yeah, they don't care, but they do care what we think. I think we discussed that last night, and this is what me and Wacky was discussing last night. It's kind of hypocrisy. It's kind of the hypocrisy of these dudes, and this is why they don't talk about real feminism. And I'll tell you why. Because everybody's focused on being a P and whatever. That's the problem, and that's why they'll never make it. And that's the whole point of not talking about it in general because you got to live that lifestyle. Now, the only person I know that's have lived the lifestyle is on YouTube, but he's using it for entertainment purposes, which is kind of funny to me. But I get it. I get the concept. It's nothing wrong with it. It's how you apply it on YouTube or anywhere else or social media or whatever. I wouldn't even try it in this day and time because the women is on to that shit. They can give it to you for I said this lesson, they can give it to free in any other state except for the ones that's known for like Vegas and California, whatever, New York, whatever. But in the South, it's easy. I'm sorry to tell y'all, it's super easy. It's no excuse. And Kuda's in a state that's opportunity. Yeah, you don't even have to use game. You just got to show up. I think BGS said it best. You just got to show up and you got to apply it. You know what I'm saying? But showing your work ain't gonna solve that. You know what I mean? You just make you look like a fool. A true pig will never show you. You just got to witness it. You know what I mean? And say, yeah, it's like a vouching. That's the drawback with that. But see, I don't profess that every day. And it's ridiculous to the point that nobody really cares. That goes for both genders. It's kind of funny when they come online and talk about it and try to say, you got to show your work. That's that. I'm like, dude, you know better than these guys. You know better than I can name names if I wanted to. A particular popular channel that you got dudes talk about, but they ain't really built like that in real life, man. They ain't really built like that. I'm doing good, Go P. I'm just saw a stream that kind of disagree with his perspective of game. Like he's stuck back in the '90s and the 2000s. Today's game is bullshit. It ain't what it is. Even Kuda can profess this. It ain't what it is. The women got it. He knows it. It's only a handful of people that's being honest. Just be honest. But you got these dudes that's stuck in the '90s and the 2000s game, and it's outdated, man. Them hoes is laughing at you right now. They laughing at dudes like the ones people say they unsubscribed to last night's stream that they used to be a follower of his or whatever stream. It's awful, man. And they do the same shit talking about Cynthia G all day. See, that right there is stagnation content. I just talked about this last night. I see a lot of stagnation content uh this morning, except for Gopi. He did a good job, and a few others, but you got a lot of people dealing with stagnation content, ain't producing evergreen content. And Taz is behind, say, yeah, I got 8,000. Uh I, I have real content. Dude, you talk about KS all day. You no different than these niggas in the sphere. You trying to fit in. You're worse than Slug Cherry, man. You're worse than the Slug. Y'all trying to fit in. I agree with you on the Obsidian part and have Mr. Fittinelli join your team. Yes, but you're doing the same shit that these niggas do. You clout chasing, bruh. I know you cool with Ty City. I mean, shouts out to Ty City, but still, Taz got to understand hanging with females ain't gonna get you real content. I'm gonna tell you that right now. All I saw one of the female that went live that I don't mess with. I was just peeking around, sky watching, right? Gave her a dislike. That feminist that going after Saint and Center. See, the more they talk about each other and men, they're not producing no real content. They ain't about building. Because you got a lot of dudes talk about a lot of things. Now, Zero is right. Yeah, most dudes do talk about game all day. They get exposed and gets a bad rap. But dudes be bragging too much. Like they better show they work first before they even talk about it. My advice to those dudes: show your work first and produce real content. Real content. It ain't about showing women all day. Showing your work is about how consistent what you're saying and what you stand on is showing your work. Showing your face ain't gonna solve that. That's just one part of it. And number two, you gotta be consistent with what you say. Everybody's not gonna do that every day. I'm sorry. Nobody wants to. This ain't for fame. This is to help others to understand you can produce content wherever you like. Everybody's different. Everybody's not gonna be the same. I'm sick of that bullshit. Everybody's can be different sometimes. I can do the same type of stuff and add different titles to it all the time. But if you're not producing anything, I'm not fucking with you. It's all about substance for me. I mean, game is cool, but where's the substance of your consistency? If you're not consistent, I'm not messing with you. Getting women is not hard, man. It's not that hard. You're just really finessing them. That's how you get them. And I'm not impressed by that. I've seen that before. Finessing is too easy. If guys don't understand what it is, to me, it's just finessing. I call it what it is. It ain't a hustle. These dudes that think they know game, they don't know shit about game. Game is finessing. That's all it is. It's not that hard, man. You're finessing a bitch all day, and if it don't work on a certain one, I'll give you what it is. I know what it is because if you a 10 is easy to finesse, but when you get to fives and sixes, you don't really need to finesse them. If you can't get that, it's wrong with you. Anybody can get a 0 to 6. I'm gonna tell you that right now, 0 to 6. A 7, I would say 10. Yeah, you gotta work a little bit. What's going on, VA? Um, it's ridiculous, man. But you can't be talking about this stuff and thinking you're consistent. I mean, I like the stream. It was exposing certain individuals, but the one hypocrisy is you, man. Like you can't be saying that and talking about SimG uh all day and not being consistent. And I'll tell you how she's winning. She don't like none of you guys, not just the game guys or any of you. They see us as men. I'm gonna tell you that right now. That game shit, that's outdated shit. I mean, it's cool for certain women if you're trying to get fame and things like that, or if you already learned it when you're younger. I can see them doing it, but the average person shouldn't be thinking about that. That right there, it's no need. It's no need. It's nothing wrong with it. I mean, if you're trying to be cool, trying to fit in a certain social class. But yeah, you got a lot of gurus out here. It's funny, and they end up becoming relationship gurus at the end or life coach. It's all the same to me. It ain't no fucking difference. Why you think ARC exists? Why you think a lot of these dudes exist? They're gonna end up being lifestyle coaches, relationship coaches, and they use game as a small hustle, and I respect that, get the money out of it. I mean, salute. And that's just what they're saying. And then I produce, yeah. But it's crazy, man. I was on a I was on a live stream that morning, man. It's ridiculous how people be talking. They say a lot of shit about a lot of things, but I ain't got no problem with people that talk about it. That's their thing. But they just be careful. Everybody's not going to subscribe to that belief. The fact is, Fillmore Slim won some, lost, and he was game, but he understood that he would not win all them all. Exactly, man. Like you can't win them all. But on YouTube, it's kind of funny when you have dudes talk about that. It's really sad, man. It's really sad. They're nothing but enthusiasts to me. I don't take them stuff very seriously. I shouldn't. You know, it's only a handful that's legitimate that can say that. And if they wanted to, but they realize they ain't gonna make that as content. They stuck with entertainment. You know what I'm saying? But you ain't never gonna see a real P on the internet. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You'll never see them on the internet. And that's a fact. And I know some personally in my family, they'll laugh at this shit. And they can produce. It's just they finesse their way, and then most of them, I'd say Platinum said most of them doing 30 years behind bars. That's why I don't care for legalization of prostitution. That ain't gonna solve nothing. You're just giving them power. You're giving the P's power. That's worse than women. You're giving them power. That's what you niggas don't understand. Y'all know what y'all talking about. Y'all need to talk about sting ops. SYSBM don't talk about that. I said that in my last night's stream. Y'all don't talk about that. I'm talking about mad bus driving them. They don't talk about that. That's why they on hush mode. The only person that exposed them on that was DJ Cuda. He's the only one that called them out on it, and they didn't say shit. That's why people don't mess with SYSBM as a collective red pill group. Why you think Aaron Fountain be putting a mirror in their face, man? See, this ain't about the manosphere, this and that. No, it's certain individuals in the manosphere. Manosphere's still gonna be here because men are stressed out and they trying to fit in and try to fit into a society or a community, whatever. And it's always gonna be here. It's just the game stuff is kind of funny. That's just I never heard this stuff back in '07. I mean, it was around, but not to a level what these dudes trying to promote. See that PUA shit, that's what killed the manosphere. If you're a true pickup artist, you should be on the street along with the P's, but the pickup artists are suburban so-called pimps. That's not masculine at all. It can go either way, but the manosphere in general, it's about enlightenment and all that other stuff being masculine, about logical shit. Then you gotta be real with yourself. Can you produce real content like that? Now the P game and all that other shit, that don't get you nowhere. I mean, it gets you somewhere, but it ain't gonna get you nowhere. Cause when you're young, I expect it. They say he really needs to place it with a good avatar. I don't think he needs to ditch it. The reason he don't ditch it, that's who he is. Him and Thinking Templar, I respect them as a group. It's no against them. I like he said I don't associate with the sphere. He associates with Red Pill community, but not the sphere like that. No, he did the right thing and trademarked it. He told certain members in the manosphere Don't even try to trademark his stuff like that unless you're part of his group. He does have members, and it's legitimate. When I went one stream one time, they told um, MOT not bring that political shit in that group, and Black First Media witnessed it, and they was trying to get rid of Trey MBD. I said that a couple of times on each stream, and I think I said it on last night's stream or early morning. I'm not sure, but all I'm going to say is he's apolitical, and I do know that, and that's just it. So SYSBM, they're fine. My issue with them is they don't address the real issues when you travel. I said this last night on that stream or the early morning, that 4 hour mark stream that I did. And when you talk about it and when you actually talk about real feminism, I mean, zero is the only one that gets in it. It's only a handful. And I think Wacky and Big J talks about it much. They debate about it on their platforms. So that ain't nothing good. What's going on, 1G? Salute. But when you talk about stagnation, man, it's what I said about it last night. That's part of it. When you focus on those things. Now, if a person is non-game, that's his business. He's not in the lifestyle, right? But it's really not even a war. And the kid was just trying to promote the T game, which shouldn't be discussed, period. I agree with him on that. That shit you should keep to yourself. A lot of street shit should not be online anyway. It's like, I'll give you an example. When you talk about the gangster stuff, you got individuals, I hate to say that talk about it, report as news like Gully TV. I respect them for doing that. But when you're talking about actual street shit that you used to live, a lot of times people are tired of hearing that. I'm gonna tell you that right now. And I'm glad Gully said this about prison stories and all that. You got whole documentaries about the pimping and hoeing lifestyle, the gang, like the street lifestyle in general, in documentaries with certain individuals. It's cool. But why in the manosphere though? Why in the manosphere? I'll tell you the difference. Most of these dudes talk about it. What's going on, Red? Salute. Most people that talk about it, they're enthusiasts. They're enthusiasts, and they're gonna end up being life coaches. And that's the thing that I have a problem with. Y'all nothing but life coaches, or I wouldn't say dating coaches. They're nothing but life coaches deep down, because eventually, if you're selling relationships as a big hustle, the females is gonna win that department. I mean, I ain't got no problem you doing that, but that's a big money maker or matchmaking. Why do you think KS is so successful? He took where the money was. But the sad part about it, he got a lot of enthusiasts trying to be him. So yeah, and even the ones that do the non try to do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? But that's normal. That's America. You can do what you want. I don't broadcast that shit, man. If I was a true, I hate to say this, if I was a true P, I wouldn't be on YouTube. I wouldn't. I would apply the work and then they would know. Now, if you're doing books, that's a whole nother story. But a lot of people love to lie on here, man. They love to lie on here for a hustle. But the sad part about it is, I'm not hating on what they're doing. It's just I saw that stream, like the hypocrisy of that gentleman, man. Like, dude, you could talk all that you want and then make it about Senji content. That's not real content to me. I'm sorry, because that exposes who you are, sir. I mean, you're no different than the next man in the sphere. I mean, actually expose real feminism, please. I'm talking about, me and Wacky talked about this last night and early morning. Uh, None of them dudes go into the in depth of it. He's the only one. Big J's the only one. Zero may be the only one. It's only a handful. It ain't that many of y'all doing it, especially on the game side or whatever side you're on. None of you are going to produce that. We're talking about in-depth politics of feminism, while the white elites, a group of guys in the Masonic order, controls feminism. Because feminism is a tactic they use, man. It's a real threat worldwide, but gynocracy is just a small part of it. It ain't the whole system. That's a piece of it. That's talking about different races of women that practice that. But when you talk about the whole feminism thing, like a movement, like I can give you some of the wokes movement, corporation movements that pushes that. You got male feminists in sports, politics, that's in political analysts and all that. You're talking about people that has power behind them and a machine behind them. But none of you dudes will never challenge them in a debate. You won't because y'all ain't got the credentials to do it. It's sad that you got individuals profess silly shit online but not producing real content. I want to see a debate. Y'all debate those guys. I don't care what color the analyst is, if he's a male feminist, black or white, and put that shit on them. You can't because I've yet to see it in the sphere because the sphere is divided. You got a red pill community sector of different groups. Manosphere is just a different groups with different ideologies, like the Igmorism, and that's it. And the other pro-black stuff that used to be pro-blacks, and then you got former people come from the conscious community in different versions of the sphere. But my problem is with that individual, man. Like, if you talk about game and exposing, uh, I will say about the Senji content. I look at his content like, dude, that's all you talk about, and nobody's not gonna take you seriously. What do debates really do? Oh, just to get a discussion. It proves new. Like, are they really about that life? Are they really about? I'm talking about actually real debate about feminism for one. These dudes can't produce that. I'm talking about real. I'm talking about a real one. I want some facts, statistics. I want evidence. I want real substance. How are you going to defeat this system as a collective, which most of these men won't online? I'm sorry, and that includes the one side's outside the sphere. This is the convoluted shit that I get tired of hearing. Like these dudes talking about gynocracy, this and that, but that's one part of it. I mean, we can defeat that, yes, but when it comes to feminism as a system, you dudes ain't built for that. I'm sorry. These panels is one thing. This is a testing ground. Can you produce it? uh, a debate with them. I wouldn't debate females. I'm just saying any of them, male and female, and put some facts. Now, I know females ain't gonna debate, period. But when it comes to the male feminists, whatever, they don't want that talk. Like I saw last night, what's his name, Mister Let It Flow behind, and he just, yeah, yeah, facts and figures, yeah, yeah. I mean, I was saying that last night, and I told Wacky these dudes ain't big. They say they can't be feminists. Oh, nobody can. Not the system, but I'm just saying debate about it. I mean, it can be beat. You just gotta have the right type of man. You have to work around feminism. Yeah, you have to. You have to. The only way you can be is the workaround. That's your answer right there. But they ain't gonna last that long. But I'll tell you why you can't beat it. It's the white elite system. It's the males. I mean, me and Wacky said this 1,000 times, man. Like nobody's listening. They don't get it. There's a reason why these females in these space they laugh at these male groups. They're gonna call you all types of names, and ARC just don't get it. I laugh at him when he side with certain male feminists. This is why people don't like him in general because this is why the people that do game ain't having it. These young guys are not having it. Of course, they're not having it. It's gonna turn into a movie. I can't wait to 2024 what they're gonna produce. But we'll see. But these spaces is just a piece. You know what I mean? And I was telling like Red Supreme, that's who I was talking about in this whole live stream. He was talking about games, so I was like, dude, I get what you're saying, but bruh, y'all hustling backwards. Even if you sell yourself, what's that gonna do? Ain't nobody gonna respect you. I've seen Tommy Sotomayor get doxxed many times, like he said, and he's like a sore thumb. And your boy Champ gets to stick like a sore thumb, and they don't produce real content. They always have victim streams, man. They don't take y'all seriously. It's kind of funny, man. It's weird, this streaming formats. I ain't talking about the YouTube self stream I'm on, but I'm talking about like the ones that do panels like Zoom and Melon and StreamYards. People don't take these type of talks seriously. They look at this as entertainment. Next thing you know, you slip on a banana peel and break your fucking neck. They don't care nothing about you. Only thing they care about is what you think about certain this and this, and then to derail the conversation. I think me and Wacky talked about that last night. They love to derail, man. Derailment is king. I've noticed that in every single panels. They can get mad about gynocracy, this and that. Yeah, that's a piece of it. It ain't the real issue. That's been solved already online and offline. I mean, there's some changes, but the big step is they won't attack the big beast. And I'll tell you why they won't attack it. They're too scared, man. They're too shook. They can talk all this bullshit that they want. But you got to understand something. Feminism works like, I don't want to say white supremacy or elite system. You just got to produce the content, man. And always trying they and you got dudes trying to say, "Oh, let's show you where." I'm like, "Come on, man, this ain't no real street shit." Cause y'all ain't really street dudes like that. Y'all a bunch of nerds. Calling someone else a nerd. Y'all the nerds and don't even realize y'all. How can y'all be failed nigga nerds? Oh, exactly, Psycho Candy. But it's crazy, man. But you got these dudes be crying about this shit all the time. And that's why the manosphere still exists. That's why I don't profess that game stuff. I understand it. You know, it is a form of finessing. That's all it is. But their talking points are external. When you implement facts against their truth, you beat them in every time. The problem is when men don't know thyself, they always, yeah, exactly. I agree with that. And the reason why they zigzag is part of it. But you got a few people that actually talk about the in depth of it. Everybody's got different perspective how they can match it. Only knows I've seen last night, and he talked about it in his streams, was Wacky. He's the only one, and a few others. Ain't that enough of us doing that? I'm sorry to tell y'all, because there's a reason why dating coaches exist and PUAs exist. They kind of mess it up the space, but they talk about it, but they don't get in much from it. I don't take a lot of dudes that seriously when they talk about game like that, because one minute you'll say something, then another. But you got to be careful how you profess that, especially if you're a street dude. What's going on, Mike? Salute. And you got to profess what you're talking about. Yeah, you can brag about showing your work, this and that. That's all cool. But 9 out of 10, who cares? Like a lot of these dudes, showing your work is it's nothing wrong. Every man shows their work, but not no over no damn females, man. A true P wouldn't be online. He wouldn't be on YouTube. He wouldn't be on YouTube. Not like this. Not no, because it don't exist. It's pretend. It's entertainment. You got to be an enthusiast. It's kind of. I give you an example. You ever seen retired gangsters get online? No, they end up being reformed people. What reformed people do? They stick to their new job. Their backgrounds don't mean nothing at this point. I mean, you was on the street, but if you're reformed and have an education, I see this a lot. When I went to Emory, I know a lot of reform dudes that did street shit, and they come back very reformed. Okay, education. That's a lot of dudes like that in the space too. But I wouldn't profess the game title, man. It's not worth it. Not in this day and time. Not in the 21st century, because you're not producing anything that's of substance. This is what I mean by evergreen content versus stagnation. You're just promoting stagnation content at this point, because stagnation content is what not gives you the right to say no one's not showing anything. It's cool, but y'all not producing anything of value. You know what I'm saying? They ain't down in the man. It's just come on, man. And I agree with Taz said, you let Avatar run the sphere, which is funny. I mean, I agree with him on that. I was on Platinum's channel, and I'm like, and them niggas was in hush mode. See, that's the type of shit I'm talking about. I'm looking at things what y'all do. It's not what you say. It's just, yeah. I mean, I know Double M destroyed him. Yeah, he got his off of cloud chasing a KS. But them other dudes in the space and making us look bad, or should I say, I don't really care for them niggas like that. But You showed your head on that platform, man. But Taz is trying to fit in like Slug Cherry. He's trying to fit in. I don't take his content that seriously. It's just talking points that's been debunked already. And he said the spirit came from the white guy, which is a lie. I discussed that last night. Me and Wacky confirmed it came from us. Because you got niggas that still hate. You know what I'm saying? 1.0. This is why they ain't going nowhere. They gonna learn. They gonna learn. They gonna learn. They gonna learn. Y'all gonna learn in the future. And I'm gonna check out Black Junction TV. I'm gonna check that out after I get off here and see what it's about. See if I'm gonna put some of my content on there, my old stuff. I'll see that. No, you cannot make this up because how can you have a woman running the sphere like that? That goes on both sides too, and it's sad. But hey, I can't speak on individuals controlling that. I mean, we got our hands tied. So what? So what? You know, I can't even speak for certain men out here. They can speak for themselves. But yeah, I just had to look at that live stream, the hypocrisy of dudes, man. I really can't believe people thought I was trying to hook up with that guy. Yeah, that it's some crazy shit. Yeah, but hey, if you in these spaces, Red, you know that these dudes is off their rocker, man. I don't take these dudes seriously, especially if you're talking about. I ain't hating on people that talks about it. It's just the hypocrisy of certain individuals that do talk about it and cam up all the time, try and press, and you do the same thing we do. It's the hypocrisy of it. You cannot say that and ain't got no real content and talk about Sin G all day. I don't. My content will never be about one woman. I'm sorry that if you don't like her, don't watch her content. Fuck them. You know what I'm saying? That goes for the dudes in general. I ain't beef with no female. What's the point? She ain't got nothing for me. They're liabilities to me. The ones that think like that, they crazy. Oh, okay. They conversate. Yeah, right. I agree with that. Exactly. Yeah, they bring you. Yeah, that's you stay in these spaces long enough. Even the ones your females that I think opposite of you, they do this shit all the damn time. But I'm looking at this little interview with Melody and ARC right now, just sky watching, and it's ridiculous. Yeah, bad decisions. Yeah, yeah, man. I learned not to get upset over dudes that talk about it. At first, I would say last year they was talking about. Then I kind of laugh. It's for entertainment what they trying to do, and I get it. I get they use it as a tactic. I think me and Wacky talk about that last night, man. It's confirmed. Some of these dudes just don't know what they talking about, man. Like they think they do, but they're not really street dudes. Don't be surprised they grew up in the suburbs. I could smell one a mile away. He came at me first, then said I attach. Oh, you said attack. Okay, yeah. They caught the vapors. Yeah, they damn right caught the damn vapors. So yeah. When I was on Platinum Stream earlier, man, that was some funny shit. Taz kind of took the air out of the room. Um, Mr. Fidelli ran off the panel by him. They ain't proved nothing. You just proved Taz right. Taz is a different beast. That's why I don't mess with dudes like that. He's a different animal. I look at him for what he is, and a lot of people ain't gonna do shit to him. Y'all just show y'all hands every time you let a dude like that clown y'all. And he's right about that Solo TV guy. I don't fuck with Solo like that. But those racist whites on the other side of mainstream manosphere made those monkey sounds. I did skywatch and see I saw his replay of his stream and I shook my fucking head. I think I told this to Kuda one time and I'm like, nigga, damn. He said everybody from the block. No, they ain't from no fucking block. These punk ass niggas from the suburbs. It's only a handful. I can name names. I can tell. And the ones that ain't from the block, you from the suburbs lying about your background. If they get doxxed one day, It's over. I ain't saying I'm gonna dox them, but they get doxed one time by any hackers out here and any other social network, and I find out that they grew up in the suburbs, man, you ain't living that life. It's just like the gangster talk, man. That's what it is in the manosphere. Like you say, I'm a real G and this and that. Nigga, you ain't put in no work. You ain't got no bodies. That's what it sound like to me when they talk about game and stuff. They sound worse than the dudes think they're real G's and they're a joke, man. They wouldn't last in the street. Trust me. I used to work with street dudes as a barista on my job in a corporation. They tell me a lot of these dudes is fake, man. They do this online shit to hide, but when you expose them, they got a whole another family. Yeah, I can tell. Most of these niggas from the burbs, man. That goes for both spheres. Some are, but I'm just not all of them. Ain't not what I'm saying. Yeah, it's too many, and that's why you got them on the game sector too. It's like that too. Quiet as kept. I mean, don't make it make sense, man. Back in I would say 1.0, you had a little bit of both. Because I grew up in the hood when I was small and grew out of it at I think I grew out of that shit in the I wouldn't say grew out of it. I say I moved out of the hood at the age of 6, grew up in the suburbs. I'll say from 6 years old to 19 years old and moved to Atlanta. And Atlanta has a lot of suburbs. Most of its hood, the only hood I will say is Bankhead, East Atlanta, and College Park, and that's it. But outside of that, it's mostly suburban, man. I agree, man. And it's funny, man. Yeah, man. I don't broadcast this shit, man. That string kind of disgusts me when he said, "Show your work." I'm like, come on, dude. Come on. He wouldn't say that on the street. Yeah, it's spiraled out. Yeah, it is, Mike. You know what I mean? I used to live in Atlanta for decades, man. I live in Cobb County right now. So, I ain't even tripping. That's a whole nother world, man. Fulton is half hood right now, but it's being gentrified to a suburb. That's the fucked up thing about these cities, man. They don't even realize it. They don't even realize it. Most of these niggas in space, they don't even realize it. I think Ramil talked about this too. Atlanta's being way gentrified. Yeah, it's been like that for years. I won't name names, but it's interesting the way some men have thrown salt on others' name in the spirit of pointing me in the right direction. Yeah, I mean, Toya, I won't tell you a secret. That's normal. Even in 1.0, we didn't have that much salt to each other. We did it in the comment section, but when you got these panels, yeah, for the collect, yeah, it does. Especially I've seen in 2.0, Toya. I'll tell you one time. I'll tell you one time. I'll tell you a story. One time, I don't know if it was a BGS stream or should I say fantastic stream. There's a lot of dudes claim they street, right? And the funny thing is when they talk about living in a white neighborhood, right? They go around start bragging, right? And as soon as you mention certain keywords, I won't say colloquials or whatever, they just fold up under pressure with another street dude. I saw this one dude, right? His name is Epic, right? He went after him after that white boy incident on Fantastic's channel. Boy, oh boy. And Taz brought it up in the stream today over at Platinum. He talked about I was there when Epic was mad the other day of last year around this time. I wouldn't say July, but June, somewhere around the George Floyd thing. They was mad about that incident and say they were intelligent. I know Zero did his thing, but that's Zero. But the rest of them didn't do shit. And I agree with Jerome right there. I said that's true. I remember that too. I was remember subscribing Fantastic when that thing went down. But the only person that got mad of the whole sphere is Jay Shine. Y'all need to watch the Black Brain Trust about that white boy incident over Fantastic. And Fantastic try to plead his case and try to tell him you're misconstrued and then this and that. No, nigga, he followed you over your channel. That's the only thing they got over his head is that incident, and they didn't do shit. Just like solo TV with the other side of the manosphere. That right there, it just let me know these dudes ain't tough in real life, man. No, no, it's gonna be the same. It's the same old shit, Mike. They circle jerk every time. That goes on both sides. They double talk all day long. That's why I don't do these panels about. I don't care if it's game or whatever. If you're not talking about real substance and try to get us out of this shit, have a hard, I wouldn't say a movement, but as a collective mind, you're not going anywhere. Because a lot of dudes are scared to do the work. It's not, we got the information. It's all about doing the work, at this point. Now you got to produce. 2.0 couldn't do it. 3.0 had too much ego. That's the problem. And I think Zero said it best. They just don't want to do the work. And exactly what I'm saying. Yeah. Yeah, I could say that. Yeah, laziness is right. I mean, you just got to do the work, man. Like, if you're in these red pill spaces or male groups oriented, or I won't say politically and all that, certain brothers are doing it. You just got to produce, man. You got to produce. And I'm just saying, man, I'm not even mad anymore. I'm not even mad anymore. And I'm not even mad when they talk about it. That goes to either side. I'm at the point like you got to think for yourself at this point. They just gonna be who they are, and you kind of had to laugh deep down because while I laugh at that whole string with Platinum String talking about them prison girls, and I think Taz derailed the whole string and wanted to challenge everybody, and it's just crazy, and that's why the spirit ain't gonna be unified like that, and that goes on both sides of the spirit, mainstream and the original manosphere, what we call black manosphere. It's always going to be a conflict with each other, and the other side of the manosphere, they beef with each other too. Let's not lie that they're unified. They're not unified. Before you would yell and scream, now you just do your own thing. Yeah, you have to, man. I mean, I had to learn that in March because the politics side of it was fun, but these dudes had no idea what they talking about. See, when you're dealing with people that's right center too much, I said this last night over my channel. I mean, with Wacky, these dudes, they're not intelligent to do their own research. Like, I like someone challenge someone's points and just show links. You know what I'm saying? Like, or books or something. You know what I mean? That's a debate. Bring your facts. Wherever it happened, see, this is why I remember 1.0 days and the conscious community days. Wherever it happened, showing pictures of people and exposing the bullshit that they're talking about. It could be anything. Siron Suit said he had pics of them dudes, of the Moors. Moors, they was thinking off top of the dome, right? They had those projectiles, projectors, that's the debates that I like. You know what I mean? Like the Masters don't have nothing like that. As a whole, they don't have that. All they have is talking points from certain individuals. I did agree with Red on that today's stream. But then I'm looking like, yeah, but you got talking points for certain individuals y'all idolize. So you could say that to certain individuals, but you do the same thing. See the double talk hypocrisy, man. Come on, man, please. And that's what I'm talking about. Ain't no shot at him or anything. That this is everybody has a right to critique you in the space. You're gonna get critiqued, man. If you talking all this wild stuff, like that's what the manosphere was for. To critique brothers, and you could critique yourself. I critique myself every day. What I'm doing wrong. You know what I'm saying, and how I work on myself. Sometimes I do it on panels. Sometimes I do it on video, and sometimes I'm taking a piece of information. What I need to work on. That's what the spirit is supposed to be. Yeah. One thing, do another, do out. Yeah. You just got to do you, man. And he was talking about critiquing. See, when you have guys say, I don't like to be critiqued, that's the problem right there. Men always critique. I mean, that right there, you ain't a man. Men critique each other all the time. I used to be critiqued in the workplace. That ain't nothing. These dudes ain't built like that, man. That's why I don't take this stuff seriously, because it's a form of entertainment to them. But they gonna learn, because everybody come in the sphere for different reasons. They're getting certain information, but you can't tell me that dudes don't get critiqued every day. Yeah, they critique in the military. Exactly, Red. They do this all the time. Sad part about it, that's a normal thing, but the manosphere used to be like that. I think the original 1.0 and 2.0 did the same thing, because you got guys that's in the military on both versions of the sphere, but 3.0, they got away from that. It was too much ego, too much bullshit, and that's why a lot of people don't mess with the space anymore. So everybody's carving out their own lane. Shouts out to Ty City for the Logic Sphere. At least he critiqued dudes. He's the only one that makes sense. Employee evaluations, exactly. It don't even have to be masculine. It can be both genders critique each other in the workplace. But you got a lot of dudes, man, want to whine each other all day. This truth either breaks you or makes you. Exactly. And that's what I don't get, man. That's why I don't get. But I learn a lot. We gotta learn to take criticism sometimes. And that's what they scared of, you know. Camming up won't solve nothing. We could critique you how you look all the time. That's why a lot of people don't cam up. People critique me all they want to, but I'm just speaking facts. I've seen dudes talk a lot of BS, but when they get on panels, it's a different story. Yeah, you can make your little strange, you can make your little critiques about nerds, but you ain't lived that lifestyle. We could say the same thing about yours, buddy. You know what I'm saying? Oh, of course, you're a woman. Because if they show their hand, here's the thing, Red. When they show their hand, they have to tap out. Like old boy Zab. That was a beautiful job. You destroyed that dude, man. He had to intellectually tap out. He had to tap out. Yeah, I hear you, Toya. You probably did. But a lot of dudes, man, I wouldn't promote, yeah, progress equals perfection. Yep. A lot of dudes profess that street lifestyle, man. That don't get you nowhere. Trust me. It's cool at first in my 20s. I realized that, but I grew out of that shit. Somewhere around, I would say 24 years old. I had that mindset when I was young as a teenager. When I was 24, I was on this enlightenment shit back in the second channel came popping. I'll say 23, 24. I grew out of that shit. That street shit don't last. And I'm gonna hang on to that for like almost, I would say about 9 years. Let that shit alone, man. I wasn't mad enough this morning, but I would never attack someone unless they come for me first. Yeah, I see that. The thing is, it's a journey. Some of us take longer than others, but you can't become complacent because you're afraid to grow. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. It's all about growth, you know? I ain't trying to be complacent at all, you know. You can grow as you can. But here's the thing about me. I don't like to brag. I don't brag about this. Oh, he's got game and this. I'm better than this. That's that bullshit, man. Exactly. They think femininity is allowing the men to speak to a woman, but any type of way, but with or without any pushback. So they mad at me now, or without pushback. Yeah, I mean, Red. Hey, you get on these panels, boy, but the ones that's male centered panels, you ain't gonna be on those panels. I'll tell you that right now. Ramil ain't gonna let you up. I can name some names, they ain't gonna let you up. But the ones that do, like Art New Style, yeah. Who else? Go Professor, shouts out to him, yeah. Who else will let you on pounds? It's only a handful. I know Cuda and Platt and whoever's, but the rest of them, it's only a handful. It ain't that many. You can get that shit off. Yeah, they won't let you up. Right, right. Like Mike said, they won't let you up. I know certain individuals will definitely not let you up. Now, Wacky, he may. You just got to be orderly. That's it. But outside of that, good luck. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, and you should. And this is like you can. Red, you can create your space, do what Todd City do, have a group of people that you rock with. That's what he did. He built his own platform. They try to take credit, and I'm like, nah, Todd City got tired of certain niggas trying to say he's attacking the space and all this other shit. Shouts out to him anyway. It's a great dude. He's got good content. He structures his shit the right way. And he don't do panels, which is good. He does it every once in a while, but he don't do that much. I'm the same way. I switch it up and sometimes just give you information. Now I will stream tomorrow about the black civilization and things like that. But this one is just a short self stream, or yeah, it's an hour right now. Yeah. It's okay to have a smart woman, but some dudes they just cycle. Can you tell them dudes that they'll get emotional real quick? They don't like women outsmarting them. Yep, yep. I'm just reading her latest. Yeah, PC. No, they okay. He's at PC. Okay, they no, they like to think women as children. Okay, I heard anyone. I never heard anyone say that. I don't go to female channels that much. Yeah, yeah, she has it. Okay, an event we aren't able to have a conversation versus an argument. Yeah, I will not let up. I will not let you up. Or if I do let you up, you get out. If you get up, I'm sliding you through. Yeah, I seen that happen. Go P. You you put your foot down. I talked about you last night with Wacky, and he does his panel structurally the same way. He don't time out. He just kick him off the panel. And he does that. Y'all the only two I would say do that. And Big J don't have no panels. Thank God he only has a few. He don't do it a lot of times. They said they're hyper masculine or act feminine. I'll say feminine. I don't know about hyper masculine. And either side can be both on the genders, but that's a whole nother story. I'm not gonna get into that. I've seen a lot. It's a mess right now. Yeah, be swift with 3,000. Yeah, right. He is. I get approached by men every day. A bunch of faceless men not stopping nothing. Go ahead. Right. Who started the trend of pounds anyway? Well, I mean, if you want to get technical, BGS is one of them, and a few others. But the ones that started the panels that have a lot of females is Kuda. He's the only one. If you watch his old streams, he allowed JX up, and a few other women later on. But the problem is they don't like him. He's well balanced. The mother dudes is not. They stuck into these ideologies of MGTOW and things like that. It's understandable. Um, that's what they think because everybody didn't come from 1.0. A lot of them came from 2.0 and other fragments of the manosphere. That's the problem, Psycho Ken, because a lot of people don't have that structure that they have, man. They don't have that structure. So they don't have that structure. Yeah. Psycho Candy going in. Yeah, man. I mean, it's cool. It's cool. It's like I ain't even tripping at this point. But yeah, man, I'm not even tripping at this point. I just had to make this stream just to cater what it is, and you just got to do what you got to do, man. And yeah, and that's the thing. Last night I covered the stream. I don't really get too emotional, and I think it's called, what is it called? Evergreen versus stagnation content. And that's a good content for y'all. So, y'all can check that out. I mean, it was a long stuff. Yeah, we was clowning in there. Called Mr. Let It Flow, about the child disciplinary, about Ramil's stream. I wonder if that stream is up. Hold on for a second. I want to see if that fucking stream is up. Hold on. Hold on for a second. Did he take it down? I want to know. Because he sometimes he'll put that shit on Patreon, him, and the reason they put it on Patreon, they get flagged by YouTube. I do know that about, oh boy. Where's the, yeah, let it go. Let's get it. Um, let me see. Let me see for a minute. I want to know something. Did Ramil take it down? Because I'm curious, Steve. Take it down. Because I know Ramil takes his shit down and put it on Patreon. Because YouTube be fucking with him since he's monetized and all that. I want to see if he took that shit down. Okay, I'll be a deadbeat before my his district. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This, yeah, this is one of those things. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Yeah, he kept it up. Thank God. That was a good stream. He did it under 2 hours. Yeah, he's got 7,000. I predict he's gonna get more than that. But he's got multiple channels and things like that. All right, I see what dude's rocking. It's like a sport to these dudes, man. Um, one of my thoughts on him hitting the wall, man. A lot of them just my thoughts on it. They are what they are. The ones that did, they're done in my case. Now you got some that's still good that can have a baby, but the ones that mess themselves up when they're young, yeah, they're done. That's why they come on here and join these fake sisterhood type groups. That's my take on it. I ain't gonna speak on that because I've seen several of them, and it's not looking too good. That goes for all race of women. I ain't gonna say just black ones. It's a shame, but you know how it is. It is what it is. It's never over, women. Some of us just want the space for men and coexist without argument. The fuck, go, professor. He's tripping. Just getting caught up. Yeah, the Evergreen stream was good. It's just an hour, but then there's another one. It's 4 hours, and we was talking about stagnant content. And it's gone, Don. Salute. Um, he said, "Rock, damn, autocorrect." Yeah, it was. I was talking about old boy on last night. Early this morning, I called him Mr. Let It Flow. That's a funny stream I did. I was clowning, dude. I call him a blue pill dandy. That's what I called him. That dude was wild, man. Ty City got his butt though. He got it. He tore that nigga's head off, man. Over that lion. Get into those groups, how not to get a man. Yeah. Def was not fuck, sir. He slide F's on his channel. Oh man. Yeah. Man. Mr. Let It Flow is a funny dude. Claim that he don't whoop children and don't want us to do it. Ain't that some shit? Talking about disciplinary at 10 years old. I mean, Ramil has a creative strain. He gets strains and gets you all psyched up. Y'all fall for it. That's why I call it the LBM Coliseum. But when he goes away and don't do a whole lot of streams, it's that Ramil drought. Them niggas want that content, boy. But boy, I got some content for y'all at Platinums today, boy. It's a massacre up there. I mean, everybody's searching for content right now. I talk about this in two streams. I did two streams yesterday, but then it extended over on the 19th. And if you see that, that was in the I would say early in the morning or twilight zone around one something, almost around one. And that right there lets you know I'm doing something with it. Yeah, check it out, Sir Anthony, man. I went in and Rashawn was there, so it's pretty cool. So see who came today. Yeah, shouts out to the ones that came. Rashawn, New, who else came? Go Professor, VA, don't say Sexy Red, Renaissance Chick, Charles, I mean CG3, Toya, Gold P, Psycho Candy, who else? Who else came through? Yeah, I said Mike. Yeah, man. Don. Yeah, Don Cordell, I forgot about him. He came through. Salute. Yeah. Yeah. It's called Evergreen versus Stagnation content. Man, I was clowning on old boy, man. That was a good stream. I enjoyed the shit out of that. It was about 4 hours, but that's another 4 hours in my stream. Yeah, I'm getting there. So, I'm signing off. Appreciate y'all coming. So with that, I want to say shalom and peace.